Rolling with the triple C, I'ma make them bend the knee. Rolling with the triple C, don't really count the heat.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Bet Like a Goat. I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C. And you guys, thank you. You guys make sure you want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to our sponsor, BetOnline.ag. Make sure to place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. UFC 287. Let's start off with the main event. Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. Guys, this is the fourth fight that they've had. You know, let's keep in mind real quick. Alex Pereira has knocked out Israel Adesanya 2 out of the 3 times that they have officially fought. Where is it, or what is it that Israel Adesanya is going to come back and bring something that's going to be completely different? Because if he doesn't come out, if Israel Adesanya didn't add anybody to his team, then guys, where does that lead me? It's a striker versus striker. Who is this going to wrestle? Could Israel Adesanya potentially bring that wrestling out the bag? He did have 6 minutes and 32 seconds of control time. Let's keep that in mind. Anyhow, guys, enough talk. Let's take it to the gym. So Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. You know, we have a special guest. He needs no introduction. The one and only, the greatest combat coach of all time, Captain Eric Alvarez. And Captain, when I think of this fight, I mean, this is 3-0. It could potentially be a 4-0. My biggest thing is I go back to when we fought Demetrius Johnson. What is it that we changed? What is it that we brought in? What is it that we went and traveled the world to beat the best of the best? And I tell you what, Alex Pereira is no Demetrius Johnson. Demetrius Johnson was a very, very well-rounded fighter and everything that he did, from striking to wrestling to submissions. He knew all that, but the most important thing about Demetrius is he was able to mix it. He was able to mix it all. Why do I bring that up? I bring that up because we traveled the world. We brought in different coaches. I mean, I started going out to Brazil with you, out with the Pitbull brothers, spent months at a time, and this is how I actually got better. You know, I always tell people all the time, where is it that if you're loyal to the dream, will do whatever it takes. But if you're loyal to your team, then you may stay stagnant. That being said, I'm looking at this fight from every perspective, and I feel like the only way that Israel has an opportunity to beat him, because he was beating him 3-1, is if he's able to win the distance, be a little further out, get Pereira to come in, and just kick and point fight. Just point fight him. But you cannot let Pereira start getting ready and heavy on his hands, because this is where he's had success. He's had success when he was able to press Israel Adesanya against the cage. The more that he was able to cut the ring off, so as he would move this way, he just cut him off. He'd go that way, and he just cut him off. The more he was making it work, but not just that, but boom, the calf kick. You can saw it, and there's times in that fight too where Pereira actually hit him to the body and then hurt him. They got into a scramble, which helped Israel Adesanya, so he could have been stopped even prior to round 5. I promise you. Rewatch that fight and you'll see it. So again, but this is where I feel like Pereira really wants to take that fight. Boom, for his infamous boom, boom, right and left hook. Can Israel Adesanya have the tactical game plan to beat a guy like Alex Pereira? Or it's gonna be the same Israel with his heavy leg out there, you know, fakes, feints. Is he gonna be in the pocket with Pereira? Because if he is, I gotta go with the one and only Alex Pereira, the 2-division champ from Glory Kickboxing, from light heavyweight to heavyweight. So this is where I'm going, Captain. What's your take on all this?
You know me, I got history with Adesanya, so I want to see Poatan finish him again. I think that Poatan, his learning curve, he's still learning. So given an extra 3-4 months in MMA, it's not the 2 years that you had against Demetrius Johnson, but again, it's not a lot of time for Israel to recover from a knockout. So I don't see him having enough time to make those adjustments. 3-0, I see it going 4-0 Poatan.
Well, there you have it. I guess it's double or nothing. Me and Captain got the Brazilian, but if Israel makes those transitions, I can also see Israel easily winning. But if he's the same Israel, I just got to go with the guy that has more power. I got to go with the guy that has his fire is greater than than Israel in the fight zone position. So for that reason, Captain Eric is going Potan, and so is Triple C. And now let's get to the co-main event. Jorge Masvidal versus Gilbert Burns. The clash of styles. And sometimes the clash of styles, it doesn't always mean the wrestler, the grappler tends to win. It just means what is it that the striker can pull out of his back pocket? Is he going to make the correct investments? Could Jorge Masvidal bring the kick game to Gilbert Burns? Could he slow him down to the body? Could he do X, Y, and Z? This could be potentially Jorge Masvidal's last fight. What is it that I think that Jorge Masvidal needs to do to get this victory? Anyhow, guys, enough talk. Let's take it to the gym. And now the co-main event, Jorge Masvidal versus Gilbert Burns. Woo! I tell you what, if there's anybody that can pull an upset, if there's anybody that has a nice little blitz step, high knee, punch, elbow, something exotic that can put somebody out, his name is Jorge Masvidal. But he's going up against a guy like Gilbert Burns, a guy who clashes style, a guy who's gotten a lot better, a guy who's really put emphasis on his wrestling, a guy with good top control. I mean, you think Colby Covington is good as a takedown artist, but does he really have that top control like Gilbert Burns does? I mean, I know both of these guys, I really don't want to make a pick here, but if there's a side that stylistically, you know, you want to lean towards a little bit more, it is Gilbert Burns. Captain, what you got on that?
You know, Gilbert Burns, he's been training a lot of this stand-up, Henry Hooft, but he's always still going to be that BJJ practitioner. Throwing Greg Jones with the wrestling, I think he's a little bit more complete. I will say this, Jorge Masvidal has trains a lot with Bo Nickel, but is it enough? Is it enough to stop? You know, at 37 years old, in his hometown, he's already saying if he loses, it might be the end. I don't like that kind of talk right before a fight, talking about retiring. So with that in mind, I give the edge to Gilbert Burns, especially with his jiu-jitsu on the ground. He's going to take it to the ground. If it stays on the feet, Jorge Masvidal definitely has a chance.
Yeah, well, there you have it, guys. I mean, the key to victories for Jorge Masvidal, keep it on your feet, kick the legs out, win the distance, and then find the blitz step or find anything that could potentially hurt Gilbert Burns. But I think we all know Gilbert Burns is gonna look for the level change, look for top control, and pretty much try to get the job done. So again, guys, those are our takes. UFC 287. Make sure to lock in your bets at BetOnline.ag. And now for our quick hitter. What fight do I think is going to be dynamite, guys? It's going to have to go down to the 135 pounds, Adrian Yanez versus Rob Font. I did a great description on my YouTube channel on Tell the Tape where I'm breaking down these two fighters. But if I had to choose somebody, or if I had to put my money where my mouth is, who is it that I'm going to pick? I'm going to have to go Adrian Yanez. He's a smarter fighter. He's younger. He hasn't been through the trenches like Rob Font has. And I believe he does have more power in his right hand. So for that reason, I am going Adrian Yanez either by decision or TKO. Let's go! And now let's go over the dog of the day. Guys, you guys know I have to talk about my little big brother. That's right. Kelvin Gastelum to the D-O-double-G. That's right, from the NBC. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm making up. But anyhow, he is a slight underdog against Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis is a very, very tough fighter. Calvin's not accustomed to fighting shorter fighters. So it'll be something extremely new to him since he's always fought, you know, the Jolly Green Giants like Israel Adesanya. And anyways, everybody's always been taller for the majority of the part for a guy like Kelvin Gastelum. But if there's one dog that I would have to give the dog of the day to, I would say, you know what? Maybe you should reconsider going with Chris Curtis. It's gonna have to be Kelvin Gastelum. He's been out for about a year and a half, but what he's been doing, the way he's been able to evolve, he's been adding fakes and feints and kicks to his arsenal. So for that reason, I'm going to go big, and I'm choosing for the dog of the day. I'm going for Kelvin Gastelum. So again, guys, here are my picks for the rest of the card. You guys make sure ABC, always bet Cejudo. You guys make sure to place your bets at BetOnline.ag. Guys, I am your host, Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C, and thank you guys for watching Bet Like a Go. Once again, don't forget to place your bets at BetOnline.ag. I'm out! So thank you guys again for watching. It means a lot to me. So you guys remember, there's more breakdowns, there's more technique, there's more tactics, and there's definitely more cringe. So make sure to subscribe and click on that button. I'm out!